Nation of Fit in 10, welcome to day 52. It is day 52. That's right, it's Monday. Saturday was 50, yeah, it's day 52. Wow, 18 days to go. All right, yesterday I talked about BCAAs versus EAAs, branched chain amino acids versus essential amino acids. What are these? All dietary proteins are made up of 20 amino acids. And as I mentioned yesterday, there are 9 essential amino acids. If you're a child, let's say roughly 13 years of age or under, there is a 10th, which is arginine. Typically speaking, after that age, arginine becomes non-essential, which means that, well, I'm assuming the human body can make it because that's what makes it, either essential or non-essential, whether your body can make it up or not. So we've got 9 essential amino acids. We can only get these through the diet. These make up all of your EAAs, your essential amino acids. These highly important building blocks. And then there's BCAAs, which I mentioned yesterday, are 3 of the 9 essential amino acids. Okay, so there's 3. Namely valine, leucine, and isoleucine. And they are 3 of the essential amino acids that get highly oxidized, they get highly used up during intense exercise. So it's been very common over the years, I would say at least probably for the last 25 years, at least they've been marketed as something that would be good to take for recovery. I don't really know if there's any evidence for that. One thing I will say is that if you are getting sources of protein that are not high in essential amino acids, aka non-animal sources of protein, I would supplement with essential amino acids. Okay, and I think I mentioned all this yesterday, but I thought I would just start again. All right, I would supplement with essential amino acids if that's the case. If you have a high protein diet and you're getting lots of animal proteins, is it necessary to use? I would say there's a lot of other supplements I would use first. Okay. My vegan clients, I highly recommend you take an EAA supplement. And I do carry one, by the way. Couple things to note here. Leucine, one of those, it's an essential amino acid that you probably know by now. It's one of the branched chain amino acids. This is essentially a switch, or acts as a switch, to turn on protein synthesis. So this really helps with recovery, especially muscle recovery. The reality is, though, like I mentioned, we need all essential amino acids for recovery. We need all of them, not just BCAAs. Anything else I want to say about this? No, I guess not. Okay, so as I mentioned, if you're getting a lot of high quality protein, a lot of animal-based protein, and I say high quality for 2 reasons. One is high in essential amino acids. What's the other reason? What is the other reason? Because the other reason is because it has a high bioavailability. All right, so high amounts of essential amino acids, high bioavailability. Okay, plant-based food in general is just not highly bioavailable. Not saying don't eat it. Of course, we need to eat it. We don't need to eat it, I suppose. Well, we could argue about that all day long. Obviously, you know by now, I'm a promoter of sustainability, and with sustainability, we need a lot of variation. I think we do. It makes things more sustainable, right? All right, so I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's get to some questions. How to keep my neck? Let me start again here. How to keep my neck muscles from trying to help in bent over rows and hip lifts. All right, I'm assuming you're meaning side hip lifts. All right, so what's happening here? Your traps more than likely are getting involved. So this means that the shoulders are shrugging up. So what you need to do is, if you are doing, for example, your side hip lifts or a side plank, you are on your arm like this and the shoulder's going up. But what you need to do is take that shoulder and mash it down. So your lats, your muscles back here, are gonna pull the shoulder down. So, can you see my upper back here? We are pushing the scapula down, or the shoulder blade down. That's what you wanna do when you are doing your side plank. The same thing applies to when you are rowing. So, not only do we wanna pull the shoulder back, but we wanna pull the shoulder back and we want to depress. We don't want to row and shrug. We're not rowing like this. At the end of our row is not like this. The end of our row is like this. It's down. The shoulder is down and back. Okay? Shoulder down and back. That's what we need to do. And that will take some of the traps out of the movement, especially the upper traps. And it'll feel much more comfortable on your neck. I'm doing here 6.5 minutes-ish. It's really hard. Okay, comment. It's really hard to eat well when I'm not at home. I brought a box of food to a hotel. Okay, sounds like this is sounding very odd so far. I didn't blow it, but had more calories than planned and lower protein than planned. Period. 2 days, period. All right, so there's an easy way around this. You cannot go out and do this. I hope everything works out. Okay, this doesn't work. This is not called planning. At least for the challenge, you have to plan. You have to plan all your food and take it with you. This is what I do. It's not very hard. And you don't have to worry about it. Okay, as I said, if you make it into a big deal, then it'll be a big deal. If you just accept the fact that you have to do it and you'll do it, it makes life way easier. And it makes life way cheaper. And it makes life way healthier. Okay, so just do that. Just plan your food and take it with you. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. It is not hard. You can do it, okay? At least for the sake of this challenge. I've been doing it for a long time. I know, I realize I'm not you, but I'm just saying, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Trust me. Believe me. Okay, let's get the message of the day. Message of the day on this day 50. What did I say it was? 52, right? 52. There are no losses. There are only lessons. There are no losses. There are only lessons, right? Somebody just, messaged me today and said, I don't want to come from the scan. I don't want to come in for the scan because my diet hasn't been perfect and, I've been doing all the exercise. Okay, listen, come in, get your scan, deal with reality, and let's focus on how we can improve upon this. And listen, this is all about the long term. 70 days, doing well in the 70-day challenge, that's great. That's awesome. But if you can take some of these things, some of these pillars, and implement them as habits in your life after the challenge, not necessarily to the same degree, but you take the big picture elements, the weight training, doing some cardiovascular work, watching the amounts and the types of foods that you're eating, essentially. Being very aware of that. It can make a huge difference. So rather than looking at these dips as potentially as losses or failures or whatever you want to term them as, just look at it as, as you're going down the long road, the road of sustainability, there's going to be ups and downs. Anything you work for, you're going to have ups and downs. Anything you work towards, you're going to have points at which you think you're failing, at which you think you are not cut out for what you're meant to do. But these are only just reminders about things that maybe we need to learn from and look at ways of how to get around it, look at ways of changing the way that we think, and most importantly, moving forward, right? We need to move forward. There are no losses, there are only lessons. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.